Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. All right, let's start with the daily chart as always. Actually, we'll go with the weekly first. I want to see what we're doing in the higher time frame. So, weekly chart, we're still pushing here. You can see that this candle came all the way down here on the weekly, and we pushed back up, and now we're kind of in this indecision spot. So, we don't really know where the market is going to go from here. But nonetheless, there is probably going to be some kind of a setup that forms to the upside or the downside. Daily chart, same kind of thing. We're creating order blocks and we just keep pushing higher and higher. My guess is this continues, but we will obviously watch these levels here to see if we get some movement from it. So I'm going to mark both of these daily levels here just so that we have them on the chart. And then, of course, this daily level is super important as well. That's the start of this weekly fair value gap. So I think that that is going to be super important. 4-hour chart, pretty similar. Same kind of idea going on here. We do have this pretty large 4-hour fair value gap here. So keep in mind that this could be a rejection point. I'm not sure what's going to happen in this 4-hour gap, but don't be surprised if we end up getting some kind of a rejection. So be super careful with longs right now. In my opinion, this could be a rejection spot. Sorry, I'm just deleting all of these things off of my chart here. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I'm seeing now. We do have a set of perfect equal lows down here that formed, so keep in mind that that could be a spot that we could reject too, but we'll keep that on watch. That's the 4-hour. Hourly chart, we have an even bigger fair value gap here. This is the Asia range. We had a big Asia dump because of Trump announcing the tariffs on Canada, so that was definitely a sell event. Oh, finally my Thinkorswim is working. Let's go. Okay. All right, so we're obviously pushing through this 4-hour gap now. I don't think there's any equal highs anywhere, not that I see at least. Interesting spot to be in for sure. If we get some kind of a touch to this 4-hour, maybe we can get a scalp down, but not loving the price action right now. Hourly, again, same kind of thing. We have this fair value gap that inversed here, which means we could push up here, but I don't like that we're in this kind of range. I want to see us break out to the upside or the downside before I really take any major trades. Whoops, sorry guys. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing now. I'm not loving the price action. This is not something I'd be trading on my own account, to be honest. It's just not in an optimal zone for me. When we're consolidating within a daily candle like this, normally there's not any good PA. Today, news-wise, let's see if there's anything here. If we go on Forex Factory, yeah, and there's absolutely nothing on the news on the calendar. We have federal budget balance at 2 o'clock. Nothing else. The market's probably going to be pretty low volume today, just being honest. And yeah, so we'll just kind of pay attention, see if there's any scalp setups. But realistically, I'm not going to be taking anything on a cash account today. Maybe a funded, probably just eval, if anything. I don't see any setups yet, though, I will say that. 15-minute chart, same kind of concept. We swept London. I would not be surprised if we get a rejection from London. Maybe we can touch back into midnight on the 5-minute. Yeah, this just doesn't look great. I'm not gonna lie. There is an unbalanced 5-minute gap here that could be a target for some kind of a short setup, but not a huge fan of what I'm seeing here. I will be honest. How many days until August 15th? Let me check this quick. I sold some covered calls on Nike. They are having a little bit of a sell-off right now because of what happened with Trump and the tariff situation. Wow, this is painful. Does anyone else use Thinkorswim here? Because if you use sink or swim, it's actually like painful right now. Robert, what's up? Sorry, I can't see people's chat here for some reason. Multi-stream. How are you, Robert? Wait, is this which Robert is this? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've heard the name Robert. Good, bro. I think I remember you. There's two Roberts that used to come on the stream. Like Warriors for Yeshua Robert or a different Robert? Oh. Yeah, I remember you, bro. What's up? Have you been trading at all or no? You remember him though, right? Okay, so what I'm looking for here, guys, again, is just probably a full rebalance of this 4-hour gap. We could miss the high, but I doubt it. I think this is just going to push back up and fill it. So just keep that in mind. Just tape reading, been busy with life. Your channel grew. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it hasn't really grown that much. I don't remember the last time you were on the channel, but we've been stuck under 2K for a while. I had like a very big volume of subscribers early on in trading, and then it kind of slowed down a bit. I mean, I still get followers every once in a while, but not as much. Need to, I don't know what I need to do, up the marketing or what, but... Okay, so again, I'm guessing that this 4-hour is going to fill here. So if you guys want to try like a 1-for-1 scalp, you can. And then from here, I don't know what's going to happen. This, to me, looks like the start of an intraday buy model, but I don't like where we are in the chart. So this is not something that I would personally trade with a live account. Just not optimal. Okay, so there's the fulfilling of the 4-hour almost. We're just going to wait and see if that fully fills, obviously. And then from there, I have no idea what's going to happen. Again, remember guys, it's a no news Friday pretty much. There is one set of yellow folder news, but it means nothing. Low volume. Not optimal, but we'll see if we can get some kind of a setup. Let's take a look at ES real quick. Doing very similar things here. The hourly has not inversed its hourly bearish fair value gap yet, versus if you look at NQ, it's already quite a lot stronger than ES. So if you're looking for shorts today, you're going to want to short ES because it's performing a lot more poorly. Robert, how's your job going, bro? I remember you were trying to escape the rat race a while ago, but I know that's not an easy thing to do. I like the idea of filling this 15-minute gap. So let's draw out the mean threshold of this 15-minute gap. It comes out to 23,019.50. So that's definitely a possibility. So we'll keep that in mind. But again, that has to be something really good in order to get there. We just got a big order. What does that mean, Robert? What kind of order is it again? You were in like a delivery or some kind of a delivery or a factory or something, right? You're like transporting stuff in a warehouse, maybe? If this is the same Robert I'm thinking of. Insulation. Okay, so a little rejection here. We could come back and retest this 4 hour low, so don't be surprised if we do get a little dump here. But I'm looking for a setup up to this 23,1950 level. Oops. Did I move it? Oh no, I didn't. So if we can get some kind of a rejection here and then another inversion gap, that would be nice. But again, guys, I'm going to be super cautious today because this is not a good day to be trading with your live accounts. I will be honest. Can't get specific. No worries, Robert. You signed an NDA? Okay, so continuous push here. I want to see this 50% get hit. Again, why? There's a 15-minute fair value gap here that's imbalanced. Maybe they give us a little bit of a tough time before getting up there, but you can mark two levels out. This 15-minute high, and then, of course, the mean threshold. Sorry, the low of the 15-minute fair value gap is right there, and then the mean threshold is right above it. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with it. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the market real quick. Bitcoin obviously pushing massively. Everyone who bought this with me is, I mean, how can you complain, guys? This is just going crazy. I did end up taking a Fibonacci retracement from the low to high of the last down leg. And you can see them projected outwards. The 2.5 is at 140,000. The 3.5 is at 153. 4.5 is at 166. I'm not gonna say all this is gonna get swept, guys, on this leg of price, but I would not be surprised if we get like up to the 2.5%, which is 150K. If you're in Riot with me, you know I've been screaming about this for ever and ever and ever, and it's finally starting to make its move. This is not even close to where I want it to go. I want it to sweep all this low resistance liquidity at 15, 18, 20, and then I think 24 is next. So that's going to be a really nice one. If you guys are not in this yet, again, I was adding this below, pretty much below $10. I think my cost basis is like $9.45 or $9.50. But I think this is going to have, even from here, all the YouTube shorts I've been making about this company. Again, nothing to do with the fundamentals of the company, but to do with the technicals and the Bitcoin play. So if we can push from here, we're still looking at a 93% return. If we can fill this monthly imbalance that we have here. I've been calling this out forever and ever. So that will be super exciting. Let's look at the Mag 7. All right, Amazon pushing 1%. We're up pretty nicely on our Amazon. We sold some puts on Amazon yesterday. We're already up 12% on those. We sold some covered calls on Nike. I thought there might be a pullback. We're now up 50% on these because Nike has sold off quite a bit this morning. You can see after yesterday's up move, we traded into this 4 hour, and I think it's a daily fair value gap too. Yeah, this is a daily fair value gap. So we touched into it, and as soon as we touched into it here, I told the community I was selling some covered calls, and we are now up almost 50%, like I said. So that was really nice to see. I think what's going to happen with Nike, we're going to come back and fill this daily gap and then probably go higher. I want all of this liquidity to get swept. They might make this tough on us, but I still think it's going to be a possibility. Okay. NASDAQ still just kind of consolidating, stepping up here. And yeah, ultimately I do want this 23.01950 level. I don't know if they're going to give it to us today, but we'll see. I need to see some kind of a setup, maybe a trade back down into this 4 hour and then a push higher. That would be optimal. I need to get YouTube to push the content more. Like on X, I have 10 viewers already and only 3 on YouTube. That's not ideal. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna come down and fill this 4-hour. That's what I'm guessing here. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. Okay, so touching into this little 1 minute fair value gap again, guys. There is no setup here, nothing that I would take, but I'm just basically saying gun to my head what I think is going to happen here. We're looking at market structure. We have a bearish 1 minute fair value gap. We have an unbalanced 4-hour here that needs to get filled. So my guess is that we consolidate and then go down into this, and then we trade up later. If you guys want to take this 1 minute inversion, you can try this as a scalp, and then target the. Hold on 1 second. IFEG. So this is technically an inverse fair value gap. Again, there's no liquidity sweep. This is not A+, but if you want to try this, you can up to this high. The setup would look like this. 1 minute closure back below. The fair value gap would be the stop out. Again, there was no trade up, and there was no closure above it, so this is not an entry. But if you really wanted to, you could try this. I would not, but we also did form perfect equal highs here, which is nice to see. Wow, Thinkorswim is having issues this morning. My TOS is lagging out. I could barely log in. Not good. Gotta try and log in again. Oh, finally. Okay, interesting. I had a dream last night that I was getting ready to like go to Vegas, I think. And I was outside my house and this huge meteor like came shooting down and landed like right in front of my house, and I felt the heat. And then it bounced over my house and hit my neighbor's house, and the whole house blew up. That was scary. Oh my god. I don't know why that just popped in my mind, but I completely forgot about that until now. Okay, I'm gonna let the community know we're up almost 50% on these covered calls and 15% on the Amazon sold puts. So give me a second while I let them know. That's crazy. I'm pretty good at these. Every time we sell covered calls, within a day or two, I'm alerting the community of 50% gains. Feel free to take profits here. Okay, if you guys want to scalp on the 1 minute, this is not a bad spot to do so. I think this is probably going to press up higher here. So I want to see this close above this high and then go up here to here. Again, this is not A+, but it's probably going to work, but it's not A+. Nothing I would take on a real account, personally. But hopefully it works for the sake of your portfolios. Again, guys, nothing you should be taking on a live account here. Okay, so that's almost a fail, but not quite. We have to see a 1 minute closure back below. Hold on. Okay, so no closure below, so that was fine. So it actually wasn't a fail, but still not an A plus setup. Okay, some more premium. On Nike covered calls. Okay, perfect. All right, so the 1 minute inversion did work. I think this still has legs higher here. So don't be surprised if we push up here. But again, nothing A plus. This worked great. We're now trading into that 15-minute fair value gap I told you about, and I still expect this to go higher here. So we will see what happens. How's Bitcoin doing right now? This is making a reversal. Bitcoin back at 118. Let's go. Wow, it almost hit 119,000. I think this is going to push way past 119, guys. I think we're going into the high 120s, mid to high at least. The puppy is here. She's just in her room right now, I think. She normally comes scratching on the door. Wow, should I close these covered calls out on Nike? We're up 50% in 1 day. All right, so rejection there. Again, guys, nothing here is A plus. I'm just kind of sitting here explaining what I think the market's going to do. We do have a level below this liquidity that we could get, that we could sweep here, but there's no inversion, so nothing here is A plus. But don't be surprised, guys, if we end up like during this macro time. I want to see the mean threshold of this 15-minute gap get hit. So this is a magnet for me for price. Again, we could easily reject here after trading into this, but I still think there's probably room to go higher here. I think any rejection here is just going to be a buy the dip opportunity to come up and sweep this high. But again, guys, wait for an optimal setup. Don't just take random things. This is over time. This will not benefit you if you just sit here and take random stuff like this. Who has taken a trade in chat today? I know Robert is tape reading. Anyone that's watching actually take a trade? If you guys took this inversion here, maybe on the 3-minute chart, I would say that's pretty good. It did already sweep a high, so not a high, but it came really close. But nonetheless, that normally works. There was a nice 5-minute as well. And yeah. But I was not on the charts at that point. This happened at pretty much at market open. Okay, so again, what if you're looking to click a button here, one thing I would ask yourself is what do you see in the charts? What is making you want to take a trade here? If you can't give me like a list of reasons as to what you're looking for, then you should not be clicking the button. Can I challenge chat to get the likes to match the same number of views? Let's do it. Yeah, guys, there's 20 people watching this. I think there's 8 on YouTube, and there's 3 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's get it up. Okay, so there's a liquidity sweep, almost a full filling of this 4-hour gap. And then maybe we get a continuation from here. That could easily happen. But again, there's just no A+ setups here. Oh my god. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the market real quick. Nvidia up 2%. Healthcare selling off. How's UNH doing today? Only down half a 0.05%, I mean. Neo up 7%. Riot up 2%. Okay, nothing amazing. Anything I'm watching that's selling off. Celsius down 2%. Interesting. Okay, so if we're going to move higher, it's probably going to be from this area. Just a heads up. But again, there's zero setup here and no reason for me to take this. What I'm thinking is happening here, I mean, we rebalanced the 4-hour, we touched into it, and now this is probably going to reject, but we'll see. I don't know. There's just nothing here, guys. Look at the way these candles are printing. There's no obvious fair value gaps. There's just nothing here that looks clean. This area looked a lot cleaner than this. This, to me, just looks like consolidation. It doesn't look like anything. Hey, Ove, do you think the market will react to events leading to if Trump announces plans to remove Jerome Powell, and if he actually does do it? Oh, I'm sure the market will move because of that. 100%. I mean, removal of a Fed chair or the Fed chair resigning, quote unquote, early, which I don't think ever happens. Like, it's very rare. But if it does, then yeah, it's probably not the best sign for... It's a good sign for volatility, not a good sign for the markets in the short term. Okay, I set up perfect equal highs here. Probably going to get swept now. There they are. Again, guys, there's just nothing here. I would love to see something clean, but first of all, again, just a lesson for you guys. Look at the daily chart. Okay, the daily's on the right here. This is the hourly chart. First of all, look at this price action on the hourly. It doesn't look clean whatsoever. We're inside of a daily candle here. So it's very difficult to be taking A+ setups within a daily range. You want to see a breakout to the downside or a breakout to the upside. If we can make all-time highs again, then we'll probably just keep looking for all-time high trades. There'll be like a breakout retest and IFEG to go higher. About to head to lunch. All right, Robert, good to see you, bro. Stop by more often. It's always good to hear from OG subscribers. Robert was one of the first subscribers I think I had, or close to it. But yeah, so basically, I'm not going to be taking anything in here really. Until we break out to the upside or the downside, everything here is just tape reading. You guys have to learn when to click buttons and when not to click buttons. This is not a A+ place to execute. Not at all. Appreciate you, Robert, bro. It means a lot, man. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, Robert's awesome. Thank you, man. Have a good lunch, bro, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Okay, so let's look at ES. ES is still performing a lot weaker than NQ. You can see we have not even inversed that hourly bearish for value gap. NQ, you can see we pushed above it, and we're rebalancing this hourly for value gap. So yeah, if you're going to be shorting today, it's going to be with ES. That's the weaker pair, but you can see here, even on the 1 minute, there's just nothing to do, nothing to go short with here. There's no SMT here on the 1 minute. I'm just looking to see if there was, but there's not. I was going to say that there would be potential for a short setup here, but if you look on this leg of price after we swept this high with these candles and then entered this 15-minute gap, there's not even an inversion, like not even a small 1 minute inversion. So 0% I would ever take this short. So a lot of people would look at this and say this is like a bull flag. A lot of retail traders will say that. Could it be? Sure. Is there any setup or any reason structurally to consider that? No. I mean, there's nothing here. The only thing I would say is on the 10-minute chart, we're bouncing out of this 1 minute, or out of the 10-minute fair value gap here, but I mean, there's just nothing, guys. This is not an A plus setup. This to me just like looks like poor PA. Technically, I will say this, guys. Technically, I believe the news that Trump was releasing the tariffs on Canada came here at 8 o'clock. So I will label this area as a data high because technically it is a data high. When news is released and it causes the market to move up like crazy or down like crazy, you want to label those. So for now, I will keep it on my chart. But unless we get an A plus setup, there's nothing to take there. Nothing at all. Do you guys have any other stocks you want me to look at? For the 18 people watching this on different platforms. If you're watching this on X, I'm sorry, but for some reason it doesn't show the chat. I don't know, even on my end through the multi-stream. But if you're on YouTube, let me know. Oh, by the way, guys, today is 7-Eleven. So if you guys want a free Slurpee, go to 7-Eleven today. Free Slurpees at 7-Eleven. I don't drink that garbage, but if you do, there's your heads up. Okay, so don't be surprised if we end up getting a trade. No, actually, never mind. We could trade back into this 5-minute fair value gap, possibly today. But I don't like the fact that we already stabbed down into it once. So I wouldn't say it would cleanly deliver all the way down. 3-minute chart. Yeah, there was just nothing clean here. We technically did just inverse this 3 to the downside. If we come up and trade back into it, then you could probably take a short down to this low or even this liquidity here. But again, guys, nothing here is A+. I wish it was, but it ain't. So the people that thought this was a bull flag and tried to long this got smoked. You can see that. Again, guys, I have no idea what's going to happen from here. Realistically, gun to my head, this liquidity is the next draw. But again, there was no A+ inversion here. Nothing that I could take. The number one thing I want to teach you guys here is just to be disciplined. Don't take stupid trades. There's just nothing in this leg of price. It's not clean price action. It's pretty much all garbage. So we're trading into this bearish 1 minute fair value gap. Unless this inverses, which I doubt it will, I think this is going to be used as rejection to go lower. I want to see this liquidity get swept and then maybe trade into here. We have another little remainder of this gap here that's still yet to fill, so keep that in mind. But I'd like to see this continue down here if possible to this low. Ooh, Amazon's pushing. Why is Amazon pushing up here? Interesting. Okay, so trade into this bearish fair value gap. I would love to see this reject from here. If this inverses, we'll probably go back up, but I'd rather see this reject. What is going on with Amazon? Why is it pushing all of a sudden? What's up, Kay? Good morning, sir. Okay, Amazon is very close to filling this weekly gap. I want to see this fully fill. I'm going to close out my sold puts if we can pump up here. We have, from this point on, about a 1% move, give or take. So if we can fully fill this, I'll be out of the sold puts for a nice profit. We will see what happens with those. Okay, so hopefully this continues to reject here and we'll sweep this liquidity and then go higher. Any trades for you today, Kay? 0 for us. I'm just tape reading right now. Again, guys, ideally I want to see this, but there's no trade execution. There's no model here for me. If you guys want to trade the 1 minute fair value gap to continue lower, be my guest. But again, this is just not my model, so. Let's go, Amazon. It keeps pushing here. Again, guys, if this hits today, I'm going to set my alert for this. If it does hit today, then we will sell our position. Let's go a little lower. Let's just do it at 227. Sorry, not sell. I will buy it back. I sold a put. Sorry for using confusing terminology there. No, I'm still at work, but yesterday I was up 300, took a sell. Nice, Kay. Was that in the New York session? London, Asia? Okay, so if we fully fill this 1 minute, I'd like to see that be used as rejection. This does not look like it's going to continue up to me, but we'll see. We will see. Oh, you took the sell in New York? Let's go back and see. This sell? I didn't take this. I wasn't even on the charts. But this looked pretty good to me. Entry there, and then take profit 1 and take profit 2. Nice, Kay. See, students are learning. Kay was one of my OG members, students, whatever you want to call them. And he has taken this more seriously than anyone, and he has a job at the same time. Bought his funded accounts, working on his prop firms, studying, backtesting, he does it all. Props to you, Kay. Again, guys, this is not my model, but I think this is probably just going to be continuation of lower highs to sweep this liquidity. There's a little bit of a fair value gap that needs to fill here, so I'm guessing it's going to come down and take all this out, and then I don't know what's going to happen from there, but I do like that idea. But again, we should probably come up and fill this entirely. We'll see, though, but I don't know for sure. Thank you, sir. It's because of you. You know, okay, all that I did was I was just a vessel for you, and you clicked this when you clicked search for trading and you found me. You are the person that clicked all the buttons and executed and learned. Most people see this type of trading and they just give up. They're like, no way I can do this. But it takes a special kind of person to actually see this stuff and continue with it. That's the thing that a lot of people struggle with. They'll try, they'll have motivation for a few days, and then they just give up. Me and Kay, we'd had almost, I think, twice a month we had calls. He basically was on my live streams every single day that he could. Now that he's working, it's obviously not as easy. But if you guys actually sit at the screens every single day for a year, or 6 months, or 8 months, or give yourself some time to actually learn and understand what's going on, I promise you it'll benefit you so much, but you have to actually be willing to put in the work. If you're not willing to, you're going to get destroyed. Half-ass studying yields half-ass results. If you put in full effort, I guarantee you over time you'll be profitable. You just have to not give up. And you have to just learn when is the right time to trade, when is the right time to sit out, when is it good to execute, when is it not. I'm telling you guys right now, this is not a good day to be trading. Even though I think this liquidity is going to be swept, it's not something I'm executing on. I'm sitting out and just letting the market be. There's no inversion here either, guys. Even though I think this is going to get swept, I'm not executing this. I'm not clicking the button. I'm just letting it be. Oh, my neck. Okay, so there's the... I mean, if you were in this, this is your stop to break even when this liquidity got swept, but again, there's nothing here, so... So we're in the macro time too, so we really want to see this deliver within the end of the macro. We got 2 minutes left, so really the next 1 or 2 candles need to be what dumps it. So there's the first candle. I'd like to see this happen within the next 2 minutes. And the idea is that we still have this little 1 minute fair value gap here that didn't fully fill. You can see the empty space right there. So we tapped into it here, but we didn't fully fill it. So I'm guessing this is going to drive us down to that low. Yep, exactly, okay. If it's not the setup, don't click a button. Again, there's no inversion here. Even though I predicted what was going to happen here, I did not execute. Because this is not my model. You have to learn when to sit out, guys. There's not always an A+ setup. Just because this worked this time doesn't mean it's going to work next time. Don't know how else to explain that to you guys. So we swept this liquidity. You really want to see this drive now. If it doesn't, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here. We just formed a set of perfect equal lows here as well, so hopefully those are taken out. And then once those are swept, I just want to see it cleanly pushed down. Yeah, okay, just remind me because I always forget. But yeah, as soon as you are free, on maybe on Sunday, let me know and we can have our call. Most definitely. Okay, so there's the equal lows that got swept. I want to see this just deliver now. Almost there. Alright, Kay. Have a good one, bro. Good luck at work today. Okay, I'll just keep this here so you guys can see it. But again, I was saying that this is a main draw on liquidity. Sometimes they'll bring it really close and not sweep it. Just a heads up. But I still think that this is probably the draw right here. Maybe the body of this candle. Excuse me. Let's see, did ES sweep its internal low on the 1 minute? Nope. I think it's a 10-10 candle, right? Let's double check. Yeah, so you can see they're both making lower highs here. Or higher lows, sorry. I always get those confused. Do. Okay, let's see if this delivers now. Again, no trading setup, but just because there's no trading, just because it looks like something's gonna happen doesn't mean you should be executing. If this is gonna go, you want to see it deliver now to this low and then fully fill this. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so there's a liquidity sweep. I want to see this continue down now. Just a little bit more to fully fill this, and then we'll see what happens from there. Almost there. Again, I'm watching to see how this candle reacts at this 1 minute gap. Almost. All right, there it is. So there's the full filling. Again, predicting what's going to happen using this intraday sell model. But again, just because I had a feeling that something was going to happen does not mean that you click the buttons, guys. Hope that makes sense. Type 1 if that makes sense. For the 20 people that are watching this on whatever platforms. If you're not bots. Wow, not a single person type 1. So either I'm really bad at explaining things or y'all just don't like to comment. All right, let's go, Vic. Vic type 1. At least I know, like, it helps to know that there are actually people that are comprehending what I'm saying. I'm not just talking to a wall. So I appreciate that, Vic. Also, to those of you guys who are in the chat, let me know, what do you guys trade? Are you just purely NQ traders? Do you know futures? Are you just learning about futures? Very curious to know. NQ only? Good. NQ is pretty much... the only thing you really should be trading is NQ, honestly. Of my experience, of all the things I've traded ever, NQ moves the most cleanly. Best delivery. That's my opinion. Who else is an NQ trader? Nobody else, huh? Yeah, so yeah, from here, guys, I really don't know what's gonna happen. I think we're probably delivering from a bullish gap now, and we're probably gonna retrace, but nothing else here I see as A plus. If this inverses to the upside on the 1 minute, maybe you can try a long here, but I just don't like the structure of this. Technically, though, we did trade into a bullish gap, and we have a nice inversion, so you know what, we'll try this with one contract. How about that? And our stop to break even will be here at this high, and then we'll leave runners. But this is, again, not a cash account trade. And I need to see a closure above. Okay, so technically this is the entry here. And stop to break even goes here. I'm in this with a 1 micro, that's it. I'm not taking this on anything serious. No cash accounts, only a funded. With 1 micro on NQ. So as soon as that high hits, alright, stop is now at break even on the trade. I'm going to hold until this high. And that's going to be the end of the trade for me. If it ends up going higher from here, great. Also, if you guys want a partial at midnight opening price, that's another option. But again, my stop is at break even here. This is a free trade. No matter what happens, that's the entry, and I'm holding until that high. So I'm already in this. I'm already at stop to break even here. Hold on, let me just move my stop a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm one tick above. All right, good. So if you want to take your partial at midnight, if it hits, that's a good option in my opinion. And then your second TP will be this high. And if I get stopped for break even here, so be it. My stop is right here in this volume imbalance. I'm fully expecting to get stopped for break even. Again, the entry on the trade was at 1 minute close above the bearish fair value gap. So if this ends up dumping here, so be it. But again, I'm not trying to get smoked on a liquidity sweep and then a dump. So my stop is at break even. Missed it by a tick here. My stop is right here at the volume imbalance. Even if this ends up tagging the volume imbalance, which is this little gap you see here between these two candles, even if that is where it's going to go and then go higher, I don't care. I'm not interested in being part of this price action. I don't love it. I don't think it's A+. And there's a stop out for break even. All right, so one trade of the day. It was a free trade, only on a funded with 1 micro. Again, guys, I'm not going to size up like crazy, especially on a funded. This is a 50K I'm using right now. There's absolutely no reason to size up on a day that's suboptimal. And I know if this is going to be a bullish trade, we really should have just seen a clean delivery up to this high and midnight. The fact that we rejected, we're coming back, I don't love it. Even if this goes higher, you have to know what's a good execution and what's not. In fact, now if this inverses back to the downside, this is probably just going to keep going lower. But again, not interested in being part of shorts near all-time highs. We're chopping in this daily candle. Look at this hourly price action. Or I'll even show you on the 15. Do you want to be a part of this really? Probably not. Nothing really cleanly delivers. Everything gets rejected. Everything that rejects goes back up. It's just not smart, guys. Excuse me. Also, again, for those of you guys who are in the community, the sold puts that I did on Amazon, these are going to be, the profits are going to be taken here. So I have my alert set for the weekly, I think it's a weekly. You can see on Amazon we have this big weekly fair value gap. I want to see this fully fill, and once it does, I will buy back my sold puts for a profit. Right now we are up 12% on these. I want to see this push higher. I'll probably end up closing these for like a 40 or 50% profit depending on when this happens. If not, let's say we reject from here. I'm going to end up getting filled on some Amazon shares, 100 shares per contract at $210. So if you sell puts, guys, just be aware, you have to buy 100 shares of the stock that you're selling puts on. So for me, if this hits at 210, I'm going to be buying 100 shares of Amazon at 210. That's a $21,000 investment. And the idea is that eventually we're going to fill this gap. We're looking at, what is this? $17. So about $1,700 per contract in profits on this. And if it's not, this is going to end up turning into a long-term hold on Amazon. That's it. And I'm going to sell covered calls against my position if it starts rejecting. If you guys want to learn more about option selling too, just DM me. Yes, you need more capital for it, but it's one of the ways that I make a lot of monthly income. In fact, I make more through option selling than I do through day trading. I've told you guys this many times, but about 20% of my profits from the market come from day trading. 80% comes from swing trading, option selling, dividends. And of course, appreciation on the asset itself. That's a whole nother beast, but that's a lot. Okay, so I hope you guys understand why I moved my stop to break even here at this high. Because I was expecting if continuation was, if we're going to be bullish from this point, we should have seen a clean delivery all the way up here. We should not have seen this rejection. So now this tells me price action is probably going to be bad from here. We've already had a pretty decent AM session. Now we're consolidating. And yeah. What I'll probably do, I'll stay on until this macro time just to see what happens. But really, guys, you shouldn't even be trading past this point. I called this 1 minute bearish fair value gap, saying this liquidity was going to get swept and that we had this unbalanced 1 minute that needed to be filled. It ended up trading all the way down into this 1 minute fair value gap here. But yeah, from at this point, I'm not interested in being part of anything. I took one trade right here. It was a break-even trade. It was, again, the 1 minute inversion after trading into a bullish fair value gap. Again, it wasn't even optimal. It was outside the macro time, but I moved my stop to break even very quickly, so it was a free trade. So the next thing I'm really watching here, again, I don't expect continuation here, even though it's easily possible. But if we can inverse both of these for value gaps to the downside, this will probably continue lower and we'll end up sweeping low of day, which happened at 9:45, or low of the New York session. And then I will note that we do have some perfect equal lows right down here that formed. You guys know when this happened. Yesterday, right here, when the Canada news dropped and we formed this low in the market. Hold on. There we go. So I'll label this as equal lows, but these are basically two potential targets today. But again, nothing I'm trading here. If this ends up coming up, sweeping this high and this high, so be it now. It was a free trade. I'm not just going to FOMO and decide to go up again or to long again. It just doesn't make any sense. For those of you guys who are in here that trade NQ, did anyone take any trades at all? Again, there was only one execution for me, which was this inversion. You can see we are still reacting bullishly from it. So we swept this internal high. Again, this was my stop to break even. We came back and rebalanced it. Now we're pushing up. Where this could go from here, again, this to me is bad price action. I'm not going to be trading this, but most likely, again, is going to be this midnight opening price and this internal high. But that does not mean I'm going to be executing. Just like I told you guys here, this is probably going to reject and sweep this liquidity. Does not mean I'm executing. Okay, that's not an A+ setup to me. So you're going to see sometimes you're going to have trades that end up pushing really nicely in your favor when you call them, but the model is not the model that you take, and you have to be disciplined enough not to take the trade. Like here. I think probably this midnight opening price is going to touch. Does that mean I'm touching the button? No, because this is not A+ to me. We're outside of a macro time. Again, you can see the macro times when normally price delivers. And yeah, it's just not A+. Also, guys, make sure you like the stream if you're in here. It helps the algos. There's 20 viewers across all platforms and only 4 likes on YouTube. I don't think you can like on X, but come on, y'all. Okay, Amazon pushing nicely again here. Again, if we can tap into this weekly fair value gaps high, I'm going to cut the trade. I'm going to close it out by buying back the option for probably 50%. We'll see how, if this pushes really cleanly in the next, I don't know, hour, then we should go, right now we're up like 15% on this. We should be up close to 50% if we can fully fill this today. Okay, guys, I don't know if I'm going to stay on until this macro time. If I see anything A+, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, if I see anything, I'll call it in the live alert section of the Discord. Link is in the description below if you guys want to join. If not, no worries at all. I wish you guys the best and have a great weekend. I'll catch you on Sunday for the market recap and then on Monday for live trading. Probably in the community, we'll see. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the Discord. All right, peace.